Hello, welcome to this week's lesson. It promises to be interesting as usual. We want to talk about backup. What do we want to back up? We want to be able to back up our working files, or want to be able to back up our family records. A lot of people have very poor habit of backing up files. Now, what is backup? Backup is a way in which you duplicate your file and keep for future use, future reference. When you need it, you go and get it. So this we want to talk about, want to show you how you can set up your laptop or your desktop to automatically back up your working files and your family records in the cloud in case of disaster. We also like to show you how you can digitize and back up your family record for over 500 years. You can actually keep record. If you put a structure around it, you can keep it for over 500 years. Yes, you heard me right. When we talk about family records, we're looking at important family documents. We're looking at signed business deals. We're looking at signed business documents such as agreement and contracts, investment document, and documented family history. How can you keep it for over 500 years? Stay on with me, subscribe to this channel so that when we drop a video, you'll be the first to know. Okay, let's then look at different types of backup location. And there are 4 types of backup location. We want to actually look at each of them on its merits and look at each of them on the dismerit. The first one is a backup within the same disk. You have a laptop, you're also using your laptop as a means of backup. The second one is the backup using flash drive. The third one we want to talk about is backup using external hard disk. And finally, we want to look at backup using cloud, or backing up your data in the cloud. The first one is backup within the same disk. Now, this is a practice where computer users use their laptop as also a backup medium. They duplicate their file in a different segment, they create a different folder and duplicate files. The second one, well, that is not a recommended method. We don't recommend this because if anything goes on the laptop, either is stolen or is caught with fire or the disk is corrupted, it will affect all the data, both the data, the source data, and the data that was kept as a backup will be destroyed. Remember, we are talking about backup, keeping data, preserving data for 100, 200 years. So you can't use the same laptop to do a backup. Even though it's a practice, this practice is not recommended. I do not recommend this. The second method of backup is use of flash drive. Now, flash drive involve backing up of data between 2 media. You have your hard disk in the laptop, and of course you also have a flash drive. The problem that I personally have with people using flash drive to back up is that flash drive is a handy tool. It can get easily corrupted. A number of people uses it it's very easy to use and copy data from one computer system to another. Some people save their file there and then they use it. You can't use it as a backup because it could be easily corrupted, and therefore I do not recommend use of flash disk as a backup medium. The third practice we want to look at is where external hard disk is used as a backup medium. Now, this is good as long as it is not co-located with the source. If you have your laptop in the same building and you have your external hard disk drive, you duplicate data across them as a backup and it's in the same building, we do not recommend this method. The reason is that it stands the same risk. If there is fire, both the hard disk that you use as a backup and the laptop will be affected. Some people even put in the same traveling bag. Same thing with the flash drive, the external hard disk drive. If you have your flash drive in your traveling bag, or you have your external hard disk in a traveling bag, if the traveling bag is stolen, then you cannot get your backup again. The backup is gone. Both the source and the backup is gone. Now, the recommended location is cloud. Now, the good thing about cloud is that if you look at if you compare keeping data in external hard disk drive in a different location, offsite location from the source of the data, and you look at the cloud. If you use the cloud to do backup, which is our preferred and recommended method, if you travel, you can have access to your files and data. You can have access to your photos. You can have access to your videos. But if you use external hard disk drive and then the data is kept in an offsite location, except you get to that location and physical get access to the hard drive, you cannot access the data. So our recommended method is that you should structure your system in a manner that you can save your data in the cloud. Another good thing about cloud is that cloud runs on a data center, and there is what we call in IT disaster recovery. This is where you have a lot paid professional that come to work every day, so they are professionally trained to keep your data in safety. Even if fire gets into a data center, there is what we call disaster recovery. They will be able to recover your data back for you. That's why we said in this method of using cloud, you can actually keep data as long as 100, 200, 300, 500 years or even more. Now let's get into the classroom now so that we can show you how you can structure your desktop, how you can structure your laptop in a manner that you create a folder. Once you drop your file there, it is automatically back up to the cloud. Let's get into the classroom. I'll see you in the classroom. So what are you expected to do? You are expected to take either of these two steps, or you can do both. One, go through this training package to know how to back up your working files and family records in the cloud. So the first option is that you can do it yourself. The second option is that our company can help you digitize your important family and business records and store them in the cloud. Our company, Smart Drive and Systems, is verified by Google. That means our business is officially registered by Google, and that the identity of those behind the business is known and can be traced. That's what it means that your company is verified by Google. If you look below the screen, you will see our trademark that is verified by Google. So before you do any company with you do any business with any organization on internet, please do check that they've been verified, they've been duly registered with Google. Smart Drive can help you digitize your family records, create a family storage area for you in the cloud. You and your family members will be given access to share the information. Access to the cloud server is highly restricted and secure. We guarantee you that your family record will be there for over 500 years if we digitize it for you. We will do a professional job. So my number is there on the screen and my email is on the screen. Please contact me if you need our professional advice. Now let's look at how you can synchronize your local computer with the cloud. The first thing you need to do is to install backup and synchronization software from the Google Drive in your local computer. What this software will do is to connect your local computer and the mobile phone or your mobile phone to a location in the cloud where your data can be backed up and stored. It will also perform automatic backup, and we call that synchronization. This means duplication of your files and backup in the cloud automatically once you are connected to the network. Now we're going to take you through slide by slide steps. We're going to go through step by step steps in the next slide to take you through this process. Okay, now let's see how you can set up Google Drive synchronization with your laptop. The first thing you need to do is to go to Google Apps. Click on the Google Drive. If you don't have a Google account, you need to register an account and log in. Now if you have a Google account, then once you click Google Drive from the apps, it will take you to Google Drive's window. Okay, so now you can click on settings and then click on get backup and sync for Windows, download and install. So click on got it, tick sync my drive to this computer, and then you can also tick on sync only these folders. There are only certain folders that we want to synchronize with a laptop. Now select my computer. Don't select desktop because it may not be everything you want to back up or everything you want to sync on your desktop. Remember, like I told you before, there are some installation files on the desktop and you may not want to synchronize this. Again, the same thing with my document. You might not want to synchronize everything in my document because there may be some installation files you don't want to sync. It will take a lot of time to do that. Again, pictures are optional. For instance, in picture you have a lot of pictures, and then picture take a lot of size, so you might also want to scale down on which folder that you want to picture folder that you may want to actually synchronize and backup. So I will suggest that you should go and click on choose folder and then choose on my working folder on your desktop. Again, within the my working document on the desktop, you can create a folder for photos, so that only photos that you want to back up, only videos that you want to back up, that you drop there, not everything. Did you know you can become part of our audience community? All that you need to do is to look at the lower right corner of your screen. You will see a red button. Point your mouse at it, and then it will you will see subscribe. Just click on subscribe. If you subscribe to this channel, you'll be part of our audience community. Every time that we bring new series of teaching or weekly teaching, you will be the first to know. Please subscribe now. Yeah, congratulations. I want to believe that the installations was that straightforward and you got it right. Now let's look at what happens after the installation and synchronization of your computer with the cloud. First, we'd like to look at how your computer is connected to the cloud. We would like to look at your file structure, how you should arrange your file to ease synchronization and backup into the cloud. We want to also teach you how you can create a backup route so as to be able to synchronize with the cloud, and then finally we'll walk you through the Google Drive backup environment. Okay, so after successful synchronization of your local PC with the cloud, what the Google Drive does is to create a Google Drive on your local machine. So this is a Google Drive on my local machine, and this Google Drive, what Google uses this Google Drive to do is to duplicate files between the cloud and your local machine. So every time you drop a file in the folder that I'm going to show to you, it's going to automatically duplicate that folder for you in the cloud. So you don't need to do a manual backup. There is no manual backup because of the synchronization. And this is the only disadvantage of synchronization, because it's going to take additional space to do this on your machine. So this is created in your machine. Another advantage of Google Drive is that you can work offline. You know, when you build your file structure, you can work that when your system is not on the network. Every time you bring your system in the network, it automatically does that synchronization for you. So this is the Google Drive. The next thing is we want to discuss is how do you build a file structure. A number of people have issues with backup because of lack of file structure. Let's quickly talk about file structure. Now, in building a file structure, I will advise that on your desktop, quickly create a folder. Now we're going to synchronize this folder with the cloud, so that anytime you any document that you save on this folder will automatically be backup for you. So we call this a backup route or synchronization route. So you have to create, you know, a route. Now, if I open this here, you see that I have arranged myself. I've structured my file. I have 2017 file, I have 2018 file, I have 2019 file, and I have 2020 file. Now let's look at 2019. So within the 2019 structure, I have created my family records here. And I've also created my office document. Now let's look at the family records. I've created where I keep things about my children issues is kept on the children folder, electric bills that I paid, investment document, land document and purchase, land document and projects that I've done, even my rent and receipts. You can all digitize this and keep them in the cloud. So my working folder here becomes my root. Now the advantage of this is that once you want to do your backup, if you want to backup, once I drag this into any media, then all the subfolder will be backup for me. Now what we want to do now is to actually come to this folder, right click on it, and then go to Google Drive and say sync this folder. So synchronization has started. So all the folder, everything that I have in this my working folder now is going to be synchronized. Now the next thing we want to talk about is that please do not synchronize program files like Excel. For instance, I have Firefox here. You do not need to synchronize Firefox. You don't need to synchronize Acrobat Reader. These are installation files. You don't need to back them up. You don't need to synchronize. Otherwise, it's going to take a lot of space. Now, let's take a look at the files and things that we are synchronizing. Now, let's talk about the how do you know that your document has been synchronized? Now, when you see all the folders here that is tick green, it means all these folders here have been synchronized. You know, so they've been synchronized. So that's why you find a small tick green. Now, where you find a double arrow, for instance, if I want to synchronize my family records here, okay, click the family records here, you see that all these ones that are in the, like I showed you before, the ones that have double arrow, one going up and coming down, means that these ones are in the process of being synchronized. That's why it's in this arrow. And once they are fully synchronized, yes, as I speak now, you see that they've been turned to tick. It means that everything here has been synchronized. So again, if you look up here, you see this PC desktop, my working folder, 2019 family record. So I have a structure around my file. And then the first folder here is a root. So we will always advise you to synchronize your root. Now, any other folder that I create here, for instance, children's school here. If I open it and then I create a folder, you know, create a new folder, I could call school results. Now, immediately I do that, you see that it's automatically synchronized. So any folder that I create here is automatically synchronized for me. Now, in the next lesson, where we will talk about how you can synchronize your mobile phone with the Google Drive, so that and show you how show you free software you can actually use on your phone to scan the document, and then once you scan any document with your mobile phone, it's automatically saved for you in the cloud. So you don't need to worry about it. It takes few seconds for you to actually you know, put your file in the cloud, and that's a way to back up your file, your family document, your business deal, your investment. Is all digitized once you scan them and put them on internet, because the scan will allow you to scan the software I will show to you will enable you to scan. It will scan your document and convert it to a PDF. So you will then store them as a PDF on internet. Now let's look at what happens. Let's actually open the Google. Let's go to Google Drive and see all the things that we have done. So you come to Google Drive. This is where you have your Google apps. So you come here, click on Google Drive. If you don't want to go through this way, you close it. Okay, now we'd like to show you how you can actually access your files in the cloud. The files that we've been working on our computer, on our laptop. Okay, so for you to access that those files, my working document, you go to the Google apps, and then you can click on the Google Drive. You have a symbol of Google Drive here, and that will bring you into the Google Drive. So these are the files that we'll be working on. Again, here you find my computer, and then also inside my computer you have my first my laptop. This was my first laptop that I backed up on the Google in the Google Drive. This is the one I've been working on, and then these are different folders that we've actually set up here. So right here you see my working document. This is where we're working on. So when you open my working document, you see the files that we created for 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. So let's open 2019. They've all been backup. Okay, so you have the family records and you have the office document here. Let's look at the family records. Okay, so these are all the files that I created in my C. They've all been automatically mapped in the cloud. Okay, and I think okay, children school here, school results. So this was the folder that I created here in the school, my children's school. I created a folder called school results. So whatever document you save will come here. That's it for this week edition of our lesson. Next week we are going to show you how you can map your phone, your mobile phone. So when you come here, you'll be able to see your laptop, your laptop that is mapped to the cloud, and of course you will be able to also see your phone, and then you can use your mobile phone. We'll show you how you can use your mobile phone to map to the cloud, so that every document you scan, you scan into a PDF. There are free software we're going to show you next week, how you can use those software on your mobile phone, scan, and it automatically comes to the cloud. The beauty of this cloud is that anywhere in the world you can have access to your document. You don't need your laptop again. All right, so that's it for this week. If this has been interesting for you, please, you will see the red button on this video. Just go there and click subscribe, and below the video you will also see subscribe, but with a little bell sign. Click on that bell sign so that when we bring the lesson for next week, how to map your mobile phone to cloud, you will be the first to know. Thank you so much for watching.